Siema, z tej strony jest Big Bad Dice, grałem w Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, jesteśmy na imprezie jako Boguta i czas na trzeciego poplecznika dla nas. Samego Jana Žižkę.
You seem a bit out of sorts. Anything wrong?
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze. And the gossip.
Oh, and have you heard anything interesting here?
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while longer. Ever since leaving Ratai, he's gone from one pile of trouble to another.
That's one thing you can always count on him for. I'll gladly wager with you he'll end up in some other shit by evening.
God forbid. Henry's not here now to pull him out of it.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him to disgrace himself in front of Hanush.
It seems Liechtenstein's looking for allies. For his own ends.
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see them all fighting tooth and nail here just a while ago?
Well, different approaches work with different people.
The only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resistance. Maybe on the field of battle?
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear or convenience.
Well, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under his thumb, no one will rock the boat.
Well, at least there's a few individuals here, like Ruthard.
Sigismund confiscated his castle and half his estates. That'll be enough to make a man mad. Not to mention that his son was killed in the siege of the city.
Boczek z kunsztanu.
Sir Boczek, I need to speak with you.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips. Jobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoe.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men at arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men at arms has a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Ruthard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
Co ze mną?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain, too, eh? On the other hand, the Lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to... He agrees.
Biedny ptaszek, manewrowali go w ślub.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop.
Some wine.
God bless.
Take a look at that.
O, czart jest.
Gale surrounded.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to, as long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual...
I couldn't help but notice your son has...
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still,
Tak, przecież Henryk jest jego synem.
way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of...
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than...
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who needed the dough.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord.
Zajebisty jest. A nie mieliśmy z nim pogadać o czymś innym? A, z Hanusiem!
I bring happy tidings.
O.
Let's hear it then. Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal.
Nie wierzę.
I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Buczek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Buczek of Kunstadt? The Buczek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it.
Ani słowa Janowi. A, to za to wypiję. Oj tak, miałem nie pić, a i tak w scenkach piję, więc już niech wypije, no, ze swoim szefem, kierownikiem, panem, lordem. A zajebiste, manewrowali go w ślub.
That's exactly why.
O, to będzie o tym DLC pewnie, boczku.
Sir Buczek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
Money, money, money. It's all money.
Służka Eliza, bardzo ładna kobieta. Ale to już wszystko chyba, co? No tu żołnierze wywołują się, tak? No to by było rewelacyjne spotkanie. Uwielbiam tę grę. O,
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiation.
gdzie lordowie nie mogą, tam Bogutę poślą.
Supposed to be your secret weapon.
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink.
O właśnie, można unikać alkoholu i tak chleje co chwilę.
My lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Aż zaćmiło go.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3
Dajcie kurier. Sorki, kurier był.
weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Co, oni jedzą kurczaka z arbuzem? Widzicie to? Biedny. O. Czemu już wyjeżdżają? Henryk dalej usługuje. Kurde, muszę sobie przypomnieć. Czerwone, białe, tak?
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore
On po tej stronie stoi.
and then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, We cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Bo on kradnie przecież.
How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swilling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city...
Za słab straci.
Lord of Zarzyc, your insolence just cost you your place on the council and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh. Rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks have a good thing.
Żeby się pomylić teraz.
The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility,
Pisze na mnie.
on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace, at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemaker.
Tutaj Henryk, największy awanturnik.
While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Raposh. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
Oj, Devil wie.
King red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Raposh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it.
Chodzi o armaty.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Będzie rajd chyba, no nie?
What are you doing?
I sure did. Botcher made sure everyone heard.
O, nawalony jest.
I never heard of it.
About the girls? Or the piglet?
You in need of something, my well-oiled friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. As they say, all's well that ends well. So, to brighter tomorrows.
Touching.
Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner.
See now. I'll gladly drink to that with you. Only there's nothing to drink. We've run dry.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the cake.
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something better stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can...
You can bet on it.
I don't doubt it.
Or the piglet?
Ja przecież mam te chyba, czy nie? A. O, jedna sztuka tylko? Kurde.
And capture himself. And then you will wake.
How'd you like a wine, Siobhan?
The art of winemaking has a long trade. Recipes are passed on from father to son. I myself was practically raised on even the French royal. The king himself had wine delivered.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels.
Best. This wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning.
Myślałem, że ktoś do drzwi się dobija.
I'm filled with grief. The roast was calling out to me, begging to be eaten. I haven't eaten so well in a long time.
Drink and stuff your craw anywhere, even at home. This is about politics.
Good wine on the table. About the girls or the piglet. Fucking beggars. I'd rather. Greetings to you, friend.
See now, just mispronounce the name, and we're not
It would make a lot of things easier for you.
And how should I interpret this question?
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir...
All hail Jobst. He sorted things out here nicely. He got my money for a start. And that's much you know how it... I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere, and I sent my... I'm too old...
Did you at least discuss with...
Nothing to discuss. The wedding will take... It's the pride of our family. We can fit in 3 times more people than him.
But there are 2 castles in... I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will want to...
What? In Ratai? Well, I ought to...
Deal with him yourself, though. I won't be your gent's messenger.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you, my lady.
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to listen to it.
Busty maiden in her pew. Parish priest has quite a view. Sweating at the altar. Nearly drops his psalter. Alleluia Domine. Alleluia Domine.
Stop with the yelling! Having a good time? It's a fucking bore. Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food. I'd rather have a game. Well, let's have a game then. For a coin. Playing for coins.
I might have something. But you'll have to bet.
And what might...
Let's keep it a surprise.
What the hell?
You bet.
Mam żetony swoje? Nie mam. O! Bez cheatów. O kurwa, ja nie widzę! Dobra, widzę skrzydła, ale zaczął! I wygram. No, dzięki za nic. O, wszystko stracił? To tak możemy się bujać i bujać. O, dobry rzut. Znowu. Każdy bezpiecznie gra zachowawczo. 3 jedynki, koniec. GG. A jak? Taka gra, daj się spokój.
Want to roll some dice?
Sure.
Since it's yourself.
Now that's a pipe.
You, my friend. G'day, g'day.
Greetings.
And with you?
Teraz będzie bujać się z tym. Ale gówno, ja nie mogę. Chuj mi w dupę. O! Wygrałem!
Want to roll some...
Sure.
A to miał coś jeszcze dać.
I don't...
Well, you can stuff yourself enough here to...
Dobra, musimy znaleźć jakieś wykwitne wino.
Looking at him closely, I reckon he's more of a grafter. There are a few of those around my mind. Good day to you. Greetings to you. What kind of name
phallus anyway.
No z koniem gadają. Sposie. Ojku, fu.
May I interrupt you for... You already did, didn't you?
What's the matter?
One of the most esteemed guests all over the place. I meant the really fine one.
No way. Sir Martin or...
Oh, come on. If I go...
All right. Them pictures on...
Now off you go and...
It's a horse. But if you've got a different idea of what a horse is, then we'll have to discuss it.
Of course it's a horse. Not a bad one, but it's more suited for a ride in the woods or a hunt.
No i gdzie to?
Give it a year and Sigismund will be gone.
No.
And I was telling you...
Wouldn't you have run out when you started retching?
O, jest. A on co, czerwone czy białe?
The red'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Right. A ja pijany.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Wszyscy pijani w sztos. Musimy brata osłonić.
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
W zielonym kubraczku, tak? A ten wyszedł, patrz. O nie!
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own! You caught him out sweetly! No! I'll be done with you in a minute! Soon be meeting them! One step back!
Perfect Strike'a zna, widzieliście? Mogę zmienić celu, kurwa! A to sam się zmienił, patrzcie. Kurwa, sam co, jak chce zmienić, to nie zmienia, a jak zmienia, to sam, no nie z siebie, bez sensu to jest. A kawaleria przybyła. Zejdź z konia! Kurwa! No taka gra... Co za gra popierdolona? Pozwól mi iść! Nie! Puść! Puść! Kurwa, ty śmieciu głupi! Kurwa, czemu się targetujesz? Nie targetuj! Puść go! Kurwa, czemu sam się zaznacza? Czy brat żyje, czy nie? Żyje jeszcze, ale zaraz może nie żyć. Udało się. Ja pierdolę! Jak nie mogę w ogóle nawigować, ten dol zaznaczał sam i po prostu kręcił się wokół tego wroga. Czemu? Ja nie zaznaczałem go, nie wybierałem tego. Patrzcie, jak trzeba kurwa samemu wybierać, to nie chcę, a jak chcesz przejść obok, to kurwa sam się wybiera wtedy, mimo że nie chcesz tego. W ogóle gra jakby nie ogarnia tego. Najprostszej rzeczy. Chcę targetować, nie klikam targetu, próbuję wyłączyć go, nie działa.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. They took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother. But only almost.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. For nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either. We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghow took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
Markvart bragged about it to Sigismund, and Sigismund promised to make him Lord of Raborsh in return.
When he sees what von Berghow did with it, he'll shit himself.
You find that funny? Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around and slaughtering innocents? Who else has to die before we do something about it?
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in corpses before you bothered to turn up.
Well, not you.
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat, trust me.
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding new ones. They'll be afraid to even peep against Sigismund.
Well, are you surprised? Look around. Sigismund showed everyone what's coming for all who resist him.
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about giving up. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it.
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse. They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot.
Even a man like you can't know everything. At least you're all alive.
Well, not all of it. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter. And they captured our closest. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers.
We can't give up now. It would only show Sigismund.
Exactly. This is a test and an opportunity to show that we stand.
You're right. When I drink, nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much.
Actually, at Sigismund's council, an order was given to...
God's wound! We need to get back to the city and warn...
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up in... You'll be more useful if you stay here. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join.
So, you almost took
Obciążenie mam wysokie, 400 kg mogę nosić w sobie.
punishment or not, they brought it upon themselves. Watch it as greedy as a pig. Hinegis.
Kaftan królewskiego pacholika. Dobra. Będziemy kończyć w pobliżu. Raczej amunicję do tego. Kule potrzebne, no nie? A topór straciłem po drodze. Nie mam kule. U konia są też? A są, dobra. Ja mógł tutaj gdzieś gębę umyć? O nie.
dead.
Well, at least it was over quickly. Though, you almost took Pinnacle.
What will happen to his lordship now? And to us?
Did I not tell you you should not come here?
You did.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may...
What did you talk about?
We talked about your stepfather.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? Well, the thing is...
What?
Yes, his son.
Are you sure? We looked at...
When I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not... Nothing. Proof, perhaps, that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life, I thought if I did not, but now that I know, I will never see him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's...
What's a...
That is hard to...
Nonsense. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defend... And all that with...
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not... We need to get back into the city. Will you come with us?
I'll come.
Very well.
I'll be back soon.
Hurry up.
Dobra, to my dzisiaj będziemy kończyć.
But he'll live, right?
Czyli tu nigdzie gęby nie umyję, tak?
And it was an honor to stand by your side. I'm glad you did.
Kurwicy prawie dostałem, próbując obronić dzieciaka. Ale się udało. Nie ma tu nigdzie wody, co? Ale rzeź, masakra.
One construct captured, the other almost crushed.
Dobra, my kończymy. Dzięki, że oglądaliście, bardzo mi się podobało, mam nadzieję, że wam też. Widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku, do następnego.